Hello and welcome to a Let's Play of Shadowrun Returns. This Let's Play will differ from a lot of my other ones in the sense that I have never played this game before. I've played now it up basically maybe a little bit in, so I know at least the character creation process a little bit, and have checked the audio levels and things like that, so I have some kind of a grasp of what I need to do and how the game works, but I don't even really know about what this game is all about. So it's more or less blind Let's Play. I want to just bring that out in front, so if I have to go read a lot of these things in the game, or things marked down at some point, it's because I don't know them either at this point. So I have to learn them while I play the game. And we might as well get started. This is it's a role-playing game, although at the little I played it didn't come out all that much. It's a role-playing game, I guess, that has a turn-based combat system. The character creation certainly warrants to call it a role-playing game. It's as good as any I've seen. So we have two campaigns to choose from. Shadowrun Dragonfall is a DLC, so it's an expansion. We will not certainly start with that. We'll start with the Dead Man's Switch. I think this is the campaign of the original game. Brief description. In the urban sprawl of the Seattle Metroplex, the search for a mysterious killer sets you on a trail that leads from the darkest slums to the city's most powerful megacorps. You will need to tread carefully, enlist the aid of other runners, and master powerful forces of technology and magic in order to emerge from the shadows of Seattle unscathed. We can select the difficulty. There's no indication of what any difficulty setting does in here, so documentation failed. Quite hard at that. I even checked the online, and no one really knows what it does. A lot of guesses what the difficulty levels do. That's one of the most important decisions you can make in a game, and having no documentation at all to give a clue what the fuck you're even choosing here, that's a pretty big fail as far as I'm concerned. How difficult would it have been to put a few lines of text saying what the difference between each of them is? We're gonna play normal anyway, because the first time playing a game, it's usually best to just play it on normal, unless you know something before the game that it's terribly easy or something like that. But I know a little bit about this game beforehand, basically that it isn't a great game, and the DLC improves upon it. On the DLC campaign improves upon the game in almost all aspects. That's my knowledge of this game. So no one has complained, as far as I know, that this is too easy, so normal will probably be just fine. Character creator. Email only. There are no statistical differences between males and females. I don't know if there's any role-playing differences either. We're going to play a female. I looked through these races. Basically, it seems like the plot or lore of the world is that it's basically described in the human description. Humans were the only race on Earth until the awakening in 2012. Now they find themselves in the definition of average or even normal. They are still the most populous race in the world and thus control many of the most powerful, moneyed and important positions in society. So Awakening, I guess, is a moment in the game world where everything basically has proceeded as our human history knows, and then the Awakening comes, where sort of fantasy game elements and magic is brought to the world, and so instead of just having humans, you suddenly have elves, dwarves, orcs, trolls. You have mystical creatures coming up, so everything changes after the Awakening. I don't know any details about it though. Yeah, elves. Many people, especially other metahuman races, see elves as the most fortunate metahumans. They are more attractive and socially acceptable than other metahumans. Elves are taller than humans but have a more slender build. Their hair is usually thicker, longer, and more luxurious than average, and their ears come to a point. Dwarves, the shortest of the metahuman races, to compensate, their torsos and shoulders are wider than their size would indicate. Thus, their strength is equal to, and sometimes greater than, the larger races. A side effect of their metahuman nature is increased resistance to pathogens and magic that attacks from within. Orcs. Fastest breeding race and now are second only to humans in world population. Their size leads to an intimidating silhouette and a body that can take more physical damage than average. Orcs have pointed ears and intimidating teeth or tusks. And trolls, largest metahuman race, heavy prejudice against them has led people to assume trolls have lowered intelligence, but in reality there is no proof of this. Trolls have pointed ears, intimidating teeth or tusks, and many have horn-like growth that other metahumans do not manifest. From what I'm quickly gathered, the differences between the races is very minor at the start, but what it is that maximum stats are the important one. Humans has all maximum stats at 9, Elf has 9, has quicker or higher quickness, charisma. Dwarves have higher body and strength and willpower. Orcs have body, strength and higher, and charisma, intelligence, willpower. No, charisma and intelligence lower. Trolls are the ones. Body 17 maximum stat. Strength 15. Everything else is lower. So looks like you're pretty strong combat character, does nothing else. From the stats I've gathered, body is basically your hit points and damage resistance. Quickness is dexterity, your ability to use range weapons, aiming. Strength is strength, it's melee damage, ability to throw weapons, grenades, things like that. Charisma, it's one important stat to a certain type of a spellcaster, and I guess it allows you to be socially more adept. Intelligence is for skill monkeys, rogue type characters, tinkerers, sort of so if you're a hacker type character or someone who works with gadgets or robots, intelligence is for you. Willpower is another stat for a spellcaster. I'm not sure what race to go for. I think we'll go with the human. All humans have +3 to karma at the start of the game and average stats. So I don't think this is a bad choice. But it's because I don't know really where I want to specialize, because I don't know what's worthwhile and good. So I think human is a decent compromise there. We have +3 to karma, which means karma is basically experience points in this game. If you played vampire bloodlines, you sort of know what karma is. There's no experience points in this game. What you earn usually from quest rewards is karma, and you can directly put them into developing your character. For example, if you, let's take a strength attribute. If it starts at 1, if you want to raise it to 2, you have to spend 2 karma points. If you want to raise it to 3, you have to spend another 3 karma points. So it's sort of a constantly, by doing quests you constantly earn karma points, or completing objective you earn karma points, and directly use them to skill up and raise attributes of your character. So karma is there's no experience points, but karma sort of is your experience reward. But there's no direct level ups in this game, so the middleman between of the experience point has been removed, and you're directly getting character points instead of experience points to spend how you wish. I feel it's a better system than experience point system usually, because it offers a wider variety of gameplay. It's awesome. With experience, there are certain play styles that earn you more experience. Usually because it's related to killing your experience or performing certain activity. With this kind of system where you only get your reward from completing a quest, it doesn't matter how you get there, just that you get there. So however you want to play the mission, it's just as good as every other type of way of playing the mission. And I prefer that, because usually people play differently in a situation like that, although it shouldn't matter because games are about fun, but it does matter to some extent. You just can't ignore it, even though you might want to. Female, we can choose an archetype. This is basically your character class. Street Samurai is basically a warrior. Mage is a mage. Shaman is a different type of mage. Key attribute charisma, mage key attribute willpower. Mage, I think, basically directly casts spells, he knows. Shaman, on the other hand, uses spirits, communicates with them, so it works a bit differently mechanically, but they're both spellcasters. Physical adept, I guess it's sort of a monk that uses magic to enhance his own physical abilities. So endurance, strength, mental focus, things like that. If you you could basically see some sort of a superhero or that uses some mystical powers to enhance his abilities beyond human capabilities. That's a physical adept. Rigger, I guess, and Decker are intelligence-based characters, sort of rogue types, skill monkeys. Decker is your very rogue type character. He's a hacker, and there's an entire minigame in this universe for hacking, because the mind of the person doing the hacking actually goes in the computer world and does questing or combat there. I'm not sure how it's implemented in this game. I know it only from the old Sega Mega Drive game, Shadowrun. It has all these same concepts, so that's where I'm basing my information mainly on. This seems to follow it, but it has some new things that I'm not familiar with, but the basic concept is pretty much the same. Rigger is more of an intelligence character, but instead of being a roguelike, it's specialized in drone combat, drone controls, that sort of thing. So using pets, I guess, as or minions to do your fighting for you. I do want to choose a portrait. I think I'm going to be a decker of sorts. I'll build a custom character, but I'm going to lean toward being a decker. I don't want to look like a punk. I don't want to smoke. Do you have any normal looking people here? I guess this is the best we could hope for. Yeah, sort of an electrical device in her ear. Yeah, that's fine. I don't want auto. Could you get a bit of a darker skin? Yeah, that's fine. Don't care for the hairstyle. You do need a hairstyle though. I'd like to see color in that hair so I can see what the hair model is actually like. I don't seem to be able to zoom in. I don't want short hair. I don't want it to look like a goddamn man, so a bit of hair would be nice. Okay, there aren't that many hairstyles. What the fudge is this? It's hard to be because I can't zoom. I guess maybe some kind of ponytails on the sides. Yeah, this is good enough. Not sure what color to pick. Yeah, that's the important choice to make, what color your hair is. This is a icon or a model that's displayed in there. You're not going to be looking at this all that much. You're looking at it constantly, but not in the sense that you can see it in detail. You can just see it as a piece on the one piece like the other. You don't see fine details, so you might be better off just picking something that you can clearly distinguish. I want pink. I guess this is good enough. Dark hair with brown skin. Yeah, it's fine. Spend your karma. Karma represents the experience characters earn while running the shadows and are achieving goals. Karma is used to improve attributes and skills. An attribute or skill rating can be increased by spending karma equal to the next increment of that rating. Thus, improving your body from 4 to 5 requires you to spend 5 karma points. You have some karma available now to customize your character, so yeah. Vampire Bloodlines, Might and Magic game series played. If you've seen any of those, you know what this is. Yeah, body determines resistance to physical damage, increases chance to take reduced damage from attacks. For every point of body, hit points increase by 10. So body is probably the most important if you want to go for any kind of combat character. Quickness, calculate chance to hit when range combat. Reduces the chance to be hit by enemies' physical attacks. Strength, calculate chance to hit with melee and thrown weapons, also determine how far a grenade can be thrown. Intelligence, used in decking or rigging to calculate the chance to hit with computer programs or drones, also used to reduce the chance to be hit by enemy programs in Matrix. I think I'm going to be heavy intelligence focused, so that will mean decking and maybe drone skills. The reason I'm inclined to do that is because if I spread my skills between firearms and intelligence, I'll have to. I'm going to be less specialized for a long time. And specialization usually is the key to end game, to having a good end game character. Having a jack of all trades is fine. Usually it's probably better in early game, but at some point you have to start specializing. Otherwise, you'll be sort of useless unless you have a huge amount of super specialized characters, and you need someone to fill all the holes created. Wisdom, calculate chance to hit with magical attacks. Also used to reduce the chance to be hit by enemy magical attacks. Charisma, used to calculate the chance to control spirits. Increases the chance to hit with conjuring spells. Unlocks etiquettes that affect conversations. I'm inclined to unlock so I can get an etiquette. Etiquette is about knowing how to behave in various social situations. The right etiquette can give you an edge in certain conversations. Choose an etiquette from the list below. Choosing an etiquette does not cost karma, and each etiquette can only be chosen once. I guess it's how to get an advantage in conversations if you. I'm guessing every NPC also has an etiquette, or more or less. So if you have the the hell the diamond is that? If you have the corresponding etiquette, you can get something extra out of it. Since I'm not a charisma based character, I'm probably going to get 1 or 2 at most. So choose wisely, I guess. I don't want to, well, I can't game the system because I don't know what happens in the game, but I'd like this to be more of a background choice. Female, human, sort of a hacker. Where do I come from, I guess? I'll take Shadowrunner. I've learned my trade. I'm guessing I've hung around with a Shadowrunner as I've grown up and sort of learned my trade there, so I'm familiar with that sort of environment. That should make me to be able to hang around with other Shadowrunners quite well. Yeah. Okay. So, intelligence and being a skill monkey. These are tree-based, so intelligence determines the maximum you can raise, decking for example, or special abilities. I guess it's easiest to see with firearms. If you only have quickness 1, you can't even choose. Well, this is a double tree. Quickness determines how far you can raise range combat, and range combat determines how far you can range individual weapon skills, pistol, shotgun, rifle. So it's easier to see. So you need to raise the base stats, otherwise you can't get access to these better abilities. I might want to take a firearm though of some kind, but it would mean spreading our points quite thin, and I don't want to be a jack of all trades. I do have to know, in every goddamn role-playing game I've ever played, you do need to have some combat ability. You just have to, otherwise you're making things so hard for yourself. Drone control allows the rigger to access more and different drones and abilities. Can equip Class C drone. What's that Class C drone? Oh, we'll find out at some point, aren't we? Drone armor 1, +1 armor. Drone accuracy 1. We don't even have a goddamn drone, so maybe we should not focus too much on that. Intelligence 4, I guess. Biotech. Bonus to hit points recovered when using medkit. I'm taking to 2 because it allows the ability of see enemy hit points. Could be very useful. Decking can equip Sony CTY360. Mark target 1 increases your chance to hit enemies by 10%. Can equip Renraku Craftwork 1. Decking 3. I'll leave it at that. ESP control increases the power of the decker's expert systems programs in the matrix. So I'll take a couple of that. I'm sure that's great. Drone combat. Drone control. Can I go to Class B drones? And equip 2 drones. I'm taking that. It's basically my combat ability. We have 4 karma left. Maybe body, because yeah, more health and a little bit of physical resistance. We are very squishy at this point, it appears. Can I take more intelligence-based things? I guess I could take drone combat. At least 1. Drone armor 1, +1 armor. We're left with 1 karma point. We can't really spend it anywhere really. Well, maybe dodge. Dodge helps to reduce the chance to be hit by physical attacks. Or range combat. Main component, you know, I'm not using my points here. Drones are my combat. I wonder if I even start with a drone. I'm saving the 1 karma point because I don't find a good place to put it yet. Dodge 1 might be a good thing to take though. I'll save the point. You have unspent karma. Are you sure you want to finish character creation and start the game? You may spend karma later at any time by accessing the character screen. So yeah, I guess it's time to start. Okay. Name for your character. Many runners use a street name, handle, or working name. Names like Half Jack or Lady Z. Others stick with their given name or adopt a nickname. Please choose a name for your character. So it can really be anything. So freedom of choice makes the choice harder. Yeah. I'm wondering, I do have a few names I can use. I'm just wondering, do I want to use a name or maybe try to figure out a nickname that might have a history? Yeah. Oh, what? Okay. I'm going to be called Aunt May. Down and out. Your apartment, 3 o'clock in the morning. It's got four walls, a roof, and isn't on fire. Even the cockroaches have fled in search of better accommodations. Not exactly a runner's dream pad, but right now it's about all you have left. Running the shadows is all about feast or famine. One day you're Nova Hat, working jobs that allow you to eat at five-star restaurants. The next, well, you're here. This one's a famine for the ages. Slagging Fixer hasn't called. The money's run out and then some. Sinless and free. Free to starve in the cracks of society run by megacorps who just want your money. Something needs to change and soon. Okay, the money in this world is called New Yen. I guess it's NU is sort of I guess it's supposed to be a new type of new another way to say new yen, but I'm calling it money uh, because I have to think about how I'm going to say it. If I have to think about how I'm going to say call your currency in a game, it's money. It's money at that point, or credits, whatever. I'm not calling it new yen. So let's get started.